This episode is dedicated to the greatest survivor my life will ever know, my mother. Hello YouTube and hockey fans on Facebook, Twitter, and other bands. My name is Jed Lockett. Behind me is the facility formerly known as the Riverfront Coliseum, and tonight, the Reading Royals are in town to take on Cincinnati. Tonight is Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at the facility formerly known as the Riverfront Coliseum. The ice is pink. The Cincinnati uniforms have pink, and the whole evening will benefit and bring awareness to the local Cincinnati breast cancer charity, Pink Ribbon Girls. Now, I looked up a little information on Pink Ribbon Girls before I came here. They look for ways to assist people who have breast cancer and families of those who do have breast cancer. That is such important yeoman's type work that it is absolutely worth doing and worth supporting, so God bless them for doing it. As you probably noticed, I'm not in my normal Cincinnati number 52 jersey. I'm instead wearing a jersey from the 2009 Winter Classic, a Detroit Red Wings jersey, in honor of my mother. She had breast cancer herself at one point in her life. And she got breast cancer, in part, doctors believe, because she'd had Hodgkin's disease back in the 1970s. She actually had 3 major medical problems during her existence. First was the Hodgkin's disease. Fortunately, she had me in 1980, and you know, I'm thankful for that. And then in the 90s, she had some bad heart disease, and she made it through that somehow. That was a struggle, but she made it through, and after there was a little bit of normalcy, the breast cancer hit. And fortunately, they caught it with a mammogram right before it metastasized and it got too bad. So she was able to get through her bout with breast cancer. Sadly, she's no longer with us. All of the medical problems built up and built up and built up. Her defenses broke down and broke down and broke down, and she passed away on May 5th of 2013. And heaven knows I miss her. She is one of the big reasons that I do this vlog, why I come to these games, why I have as much fun as I possibly can, because this was one of the things that we loved to share so much together. The Christmas of 2008 was the most special Christmas I've had so far. Probably be the most special Christmas I'll ever have had in my life. I got her a trip to Detroit and Chicago. Detroit to see her beloved Red Wings on December 30th of 2008 play the Chicago Blackhawks. 2 days later, we were at Wrigley for the Winter Classic, the second Winter Classic between the same two teams. And it was the one time I ever saw her let go and enjoy for herself like she could have and like she really should have in her life. If you get on my Twitter and my Facebook, you'll notice at every game I post a picture of a face-off and the hashtag wherever you are, Mom, I love you. I still love you wherever you are, Mom. I really mean that. Wherever you are, Mom, I love you. Right here behind me is the Pink Ribbon Girls kiosk. Let's see, Pink Ribbon Girls mission. is to provide personalized support to young women throughout all phases of the breast cancer journey. We accomplish this through education, outreach, awareness, and one-on-one support to women and their families. Up until this point, episodes of Diary of a Hockey Superfan have been very silly, very fun. For instance, last night, I lost my mind at a diaper toss game. But this episode is going to be a bit more introspective, a bit more serious in tone, although I still want to have some fun, because sports, again, should be fun at their very heart. But also, the truth is, it's nice that these promotions happen and that we are able to celebrate the fact that research and progress has come so far on the various different types of breast cancer that are out there. Having said that, I would much rather celebrate the day when we didn't have to do this promotion any longer. Let's make a pact together, a YouTube pact, to work towards that, and let's make that happen. Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Hey, if you like that, make a donation to Pink Ribbon Girls! We got an organ transplant! Actually, I'm really glad my mother didn't need an organ transplant for her thing that she had back in the early 90s. The doctors thought at one time she was going to need one, but she recovered and she got better. Amazing. Amazing what can happen. You know, I was not the first in my family who had a penchant of just getting up and dancing from time to time. My mother, every so often I find her in the kitchen. She'd be baking or washing dishes or something, and she'd be listening to music, and she'd do her thing, be doing her thing, and I'd roll my eyes and moan and think, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I hate to admit, but I sort of wish I could have some of those moments back. Especially considering what I do now. Goal scored! High five! High five! High five! There we go! High five! High five! High five! There we go! High five! High five! High five! There we go! High five! Yeah! One period in the books. Cincinnati leads 1-0. 19 and change left in the second period. Cincinnati on a power play, looking to double their advantage. My mother loved watching a good power play. She loved watching it set up, loved watching them cycle the puck around, and hopefully watch it culminate in a goal. Especially if it was her beloved Detroit Red Wings. Especially them. They've had some really good power plays over the years. One of my favorite memories of that Winter Classic trip was after we attended the game at Joe Louis Arena on the 30th of December. I had gotten a jersey like this one, and my mother had worn one that I'd previously bought for a traditional Red Wings jersey. Just scored to make it 2-1. Dang you, Redding! Why did you interrupt my story? We were in the hotel room. This jersey was laying on the bed, not this jersey, but one like it. And she immediately ripped off the one that she had been wearing and put this one on, and immediately went over to the hotel room mirror to look at herself, see how she looked in it. She twirled, she looked at herself in the mirror with glowing eyes that just glowed with joy. I never saw her act that way over a piece of clothing before. I never saw her act that way over a piece of clothing since. All that was missing was the song, I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright. Some games that my mother just couldn't take watching herself. Game 4 of the 1996 Stanley Cup Final comes to mind. That one went 3 overtimes between Colorado and Florida. The goaltenders were amazing.
All right, fans, it's now time to muster up for tonight's Kiss Cam.
She actually went to bed long before the game was over. She couldn't take it anymore. I stayed up. She had to work the next day. I didn't. I was still in school and school had just let out. Once the game was over, I went into the next room and she was hovering somewhere between awake and asleep, and she asked me, "Is it over?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's over." They're doing the Kiss Cam right now, so that's for you, and that's for everyone on YouTube. 2 periods are in the books. Reading Royals lead Cincinnati 2-1. Some very eclectic tastes. She's the only person I've ever known that liked hockey and also was really into British history. Go figure. She actually had a really good friend by the name of Lindsay, and they worked together for many years. He was as much into British history as she was, but not nearly into the hockey thing. That didn't prevent us from taking him to his first hockey game, though. It was a Roanoke Express game. We sat ringside, first row behind the glass. Only time that we've ever done that. Only time I've ever done it. And he wore one of my jerseys, one of my New York Rangers jerseys that was about 15 sizes too big for him. That's how small he was. But he had the best time. He's like a lot of other hockey converts. He just wanted to see the players beat the living stuffings out of each other. I think we've got a wave going. Oh! Hey, wait, whoa. We got a wave. Got a wave. lot about our Winter Classic trip, but I forgot to mention maybe the most important part of it. A few days before Christmas, I had gotten my mother a teddy bear, a black teddy bear, by the name of Sergey. Got it at the Build-A-Bear Workshop, ordered at a little Detroit Red Wings uniform online. That became a real part of our family. And you may see it in the background of some of my YouTube videos. You may see it in the background of On the Docket. Look for it on my channel. Look for Sergey. Whoever it is that you have in your life that you truly love, really hug them, really cherish them, really love them. Those memories, trust me, those memories can mean the world. This game is in the books. Reading added another goal in the final 30 seconds. 5-1 is the final over Cincinnati.
Shots on goal for the third.
Some of the fans from the other night. Yeah. Getting a photo. Oh yeah. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for this episode. In this episode, I told a lot of stories. I told them out of order. I told them as I thought of them. I told them because the person I was telling them about was so incredibly special and will always be incredibly special to me. The great majority of those stories happened after my mother was rid of her breast cancer. So, if there is anything that you gather from this episode, it's that the care and attention that is paid to a lot of people in society needs to be paid to those suffering with this or really any disease. It needs to be paid because of their loved ones, the loved ones in their lives, and the potential effect on the future. Normally this is the part of the episode where I talk about where I may be or may not be and the shameless self-promotion that I do. You know, all of that stuff will be in the Flotchy Doodle below. Please take a few moments, visit pinkribbongirls.org to help some of these families with breast cancer here in the Cincinnati area, and I'll also provide a link to their YouTube channel. Until next time, in the immortal words of someone my mother and I both loved watching very much, Mr. Red Green, keep your stick on the ice. Wherever you are, Mom, I love you.